Kinspeople, Baldurians, friends, thank you for joining me on this exceptional day.
It's him. Gortash.
My father's here, Karlach. Cool your fires. He must not come to harm.
You will follow me, and you will show due respect. Distinguished dukes, patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, I will heed your call. A new chapter begins.
Enver Gortash, swearest thou by Balduran's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
I swear.
Floric chose shadow over light. Her betrayal burned deeper than the fires of a furnace. She's been punished for her lies. Don't let her get to you.
How do Baldurans punish traitors? Hanging, dismemberment. I hope we get to see.
Within Ravengard's memories, you find Councillor Floric. She is confined in a cell right here in Worm's Rock.
You're too late.
By Avernus. Floric.
I'll be executed in 5 dawns.
The hell's with that. Nothing is over. Not while I still draw breath.
Unlock my cell. Escort me out of Worm's Rock.
No contract is ended without sacrifice. A cost must be paid.
You damned wretch. Father.
No, you don't worry about me. I'll be a good, quiet little apple you can tuck into the corner of your pack. Just until we're inside the city walls.
What do you say? Shall we be allies?
Let's be allies, said the viper to the frog.
Your camp is compromised. One among you is an imposter.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cinderellimouse and I'm back with Baldur's Gate 3. So today we have some tasks to do. We're heading into Baldur's Gate proper, finally. We've got this one here, help the devilish ox, smuggle the creature into the city. So do you remember that ox that was like, we met him at Druid's Grove, we met him at the Last Light Inn, and he was pretending to be an ox. We finally found him again in Act 3 in Rivington, and he was like, hey, smuggle me into the city, I'm going to pretend to be an apple. And we're like, bet. He gives dodgy vibes. I think he is kind of an evil character, but there's no actual consequence as far as I'm aware for actually doing this, so it's quite a fun thing to do. So I quite like helping the devilish ox. Hopefully we'll finish that quest today, and then more importantly we have investigate the murders. So we have talk to Gauntlet Dweller in the Elsong Tavern. Now I do want to head to the Elsong Tavern. This is going to be our final resting place for Act 3. It's going to be like our final camp. It's quite comfortable, it's quite plush, and yeah, it's quite a nice camp. So I want to head there and get settled, and that's going to be kind of like our base point for jumping off and exploring the rest of Baldur's Gate, which is quite sprawling and quite overwhelming, but I have a strategy, so stick with me. Investigator Valeria is now convinced Father Logan's murder is linked to a wider plot and has asked us to bring the news to her constable Gauntlet Dweller in the lower city's Elfsong Tavern. And who knows, maybe once we get settled in the Elfsong Tavern we may get a little bit of romance with some of the companions, so stick around for that. Might have to put some of it in a different video because it's going to be a bit spicy, but yeah, promises. So we're heading in. We do have things like the lower city pass that's going to help us get in there. I don't see any reason why we would be like having any trouble with the guards getting into Baldur's Gate, but we can get in there and kind of like see what the situation is. So I'm gonna have Will group with me now, and we're gonna head back to Worm's Rock and kind of push forward.
Let's rehearse this one more time.
Okay, lots of chatter here. I think we're going to get some companion chatter though, so I'm going to try and like watch out for that.
Shame that your goddess doesn't allow for love.
I don't know why this updated. I don't think we've done anything different. I think it's just because we're in Baldur's Gate and she wants to go and find like her cloister. But I don't want to...
I could never regret fulfilling my life's purpose. Besides, Lady Shah may afford me a little wiggle room.
What are you on about? Oh. Okay, it's because Will doesn't get the dialogue, so I miss it. Will said, I think it's a true shame that your goddess doesn't allow for love. Do you regret it? And Shadowheart says, I could never regret fulfilling my life's purpose. Besides, Lady Shah may afford me a little wriggle room. Which, honestly, we're not really a Shah worshipper anymore anyway. We've kind of turned our back on Shah after the Gauntlet and the Night Song and everything like that. So, I don't think we need to worry about that.
Best behaviour around here. Understood?
I kind of like the idea of Shadowheart being a druid going forward.
Don't cause any trouble, alright? It's not worth it.
Because you'll see, she kind of likes animals and things like that. And I'm like, I love that for you. So here we go. This is like the Flaming Fist Barracks.
Flaming Fist Barracks. Authorized personnel only.
And we're going to go ahead and head into Baldur's Gate, which is just over here. But first, I feel like we should just nip into the barracks and just kind of like check out the situation. Maybe get the Flaming Fist on side. You know, art is imitating life at the moment, and it's been a lot playing this game. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to go into the Flaming Fist Barracks, kind of try and, you know, ask their permission to go in, make sure they know who we are, make sure they know kind of like that we have permission to be here from Gortash, just so there's no problems. We want to kind of like smooth things over a little bit, I think. So it does say we're not allowed to go in, but there's nothing stopping us. Like, the doors are white, they're not red, so it's not actually preventing us from going in there. What's this here? Recruitment poster. A man and a woman stand side by side in armour emblazoned with a red fist surrounded by flames. Find pride and purpose in the Flaming Fist. Join today. Let me do a voice. Find pride and purpose in the Flaming Fist. Join today and protect Baldur's Gate. I'm going to do the Floric Fist. Led by Duke Ulder Ravengard himself, you'll be tasked with guarding the city's streets, protecting its people, and upholding the laws that govern us. Speak to any of our friendly fists throughout the city, or visit our headquarters at the Sea Tower of Baldur to find out how you can blaze a new career path today. It does help if I can read. Okay, so they're recruiting more Flaming Fists. So again, it's in line with Gortash's plan to kind of get control of the city. He is a chosen of Bane, who is a tyrant. So that idea of kind of like expanding the police and expanding kind of like the people who can kind of control the streets, but he is recruiting from the local people, which I guess is a good thing, you know.
I almost believed you this time.
Hello? What? Who's talking? I'm scared I'm going to miss companion chatter. Is there anything else? There's this here as well. The guy over here being a little bit shifty, but we'll get to him. Flaming Fist new recruit booklet. Okay, so like their training guide. To all members and associates of the Flaming Fist from Gauntlet Edwina. Excuse me. You've read the Flaming Fist Companion. You've had your welcomes, learned your histories. You might think that you're here to uphold justice, to protect the meek and the innocent, to follow in the footsteps of the great Eltham. Forget it all, every damn word. Baldurans are not meek and innocent. And the only justice most of them deserve is the blunt end of a club. Every last one is either a criminal already or one theft away from becoming one. So, okay, so this is, so what they said on the recruitment poster, kind of like the external branding, the promotion of the Flaming Fist is very different from what they're told behind the scenes. And this is like new recruits. So as soon as they get a foot through the door, it's kind of like, forget what you've been told. Like, we're not here to protect them, we're here to control them. Which, great start. Honestly, that's sarcasm, just in case your sarcasm meter's faulty today. Don't trust a soul, because they're sure as hell don't trust you. And to that I say good. They shouldn't. They should shiver when they see you coming. Keep their eyes on the ground when you pass. I swear I didn't set this up. Like, I didn't plan to be reading this week. And with what's going on politically in the world, it's very topical, and it wasn't intentional, but it feels weird reading it. Fear leads to order. Order leads to peace. This is your duty, no matter what Alder Ravengard, Lyara Portier, or any other supposed bastion of justice might tell you. Okay, so Alder Ravengard, Will's dad, we know that. Lyara Portier, she is the one that Raphael is trying to get into a better position. So that's really interesting, actually, that Raphael's backing somebody who is kind of on the right side. They're on the good side because, you know, if they're saying that Lyara Portier and Alder Ravengard would disagree with the idea of fear leads to order, order leads to peace, if that's not their practice, right, then they're the good guys. And so Raphael backing the good, it's a mind twist, right? Raphael confuses me. Okay, so there's a few more books over here, which I can just kind of bob over. I don't know why we still have Quoth for Shadowheart. He just doesn't want to go. I'm just going to open these. You can kind of read them in your own time if you want to. Actually, Flaming Fist Companion. Congratulations on your selection to the Flaming Fist Mercenary Company. Okay. The nature of our operation requires us to display a level of commitment, maturity, and teamwork that best represents the ideals of the founder, Grand Duke Elthin. Elthin's fierce leadership and unwavering commitment to justice shaped the Flaming Fist into a formidable force against Baldur's Gate criminal underbelly. Known for his strategic acumen and innovative tactics, Elthin moulded the Flaming Fist into the highly efficient and fearsome organisation it is today. I think it's really interesting, the idea of kind of a institution can change, the values and morals and actions of an institution can change. So while something may be founded to be something that is a protector, that is moral, that is just, that is righteous, you know, as the more people come and go, that can be warped into something that is oppressive and controlling. So just because it was once a good thing doesn't mean it's always a good thing, which I think is important for us to remember as well in this scary day and age. A messy depiction of Duke Elthin appears beneath an obvious attempt to obscure words that have been written beneath. A messy depiction of Duke... Obvious attempt to obscure the words. You can make out a few. Iron, Saravok, Crisis, among others. So this is referring to Baldur's Gate, the original game, where Saravok was a chosen of Baal and he was basically terrorizing Baldur's Gate. Duke Elthin's spirit lives in all of us as Flaming Fist soldiers. I am confident you will find this assignment professionally challenging and personally rewarding. Grand Duke Alder Ravengard, Marshal of the Flaming Fist. So there you go. That was actually written by Duke Alder Ravengard, and you know he does say that the Flaming Fist are efficient and fearsome. You know, I'm sure people who are on the wrong side of them did fear them, but I believe Ravengard's heart was in the right place. So again, it talks about who's in charge, right? They are a mercenary group, and it's saying who's controlling the mercenary group, who's giving their orders. Are they a good person, or are they, you know, self-promoting like Gortash? So an ancient selection of correspondence between two members of the Flaming Fist about the installation of a machine called the Boiler atop Worm's Rock. So this is actually saying, like, I'm going to read it because it's quite funny. So Gauntlet D. Our generous patriarchal benefactors have delivered unto us the Boiler, a state-of-the-art defence technology already implemented in some upper city estates. It boils lots of oil and then tips it out. Fairly self-explanatory. That sounds horrific. Attached are instructions regarding its installation and maintenance. See to its quick and seamless installation, Blaze Leo. So I don't know why Blaze Leo has the girly voice, but we're rolling with it. So basically they're saying install this boiler full of burning hot oil on top of a roof, and that doesn't seem too safe to me. I don't think that's the best plan. Leo, you must be fucking kidding me. Have you seen the size of this thing? Just because you got the promotion instead of me doesn't mean that you can task me with impossible nonsense. Yours in abject disbelief, Gauntlet D. Gauntlet D, you appear to have confused my missives for a request. Put the damned cauldron atop the damned fortress and don't write back to me until you have, Blaze Leo. To my most esteemed commanding officer, does our wartime reparations policy cover grievous oil burns? Asking for a friend. D. Gauntlet D, no, it does not. Blaze Leo, the correspondence ends here. So it sounds like they used to be kind of like the same rank and one got promoted over the other. Baldur's Gate protections. The pages contain an elaborately illustrated story about a fictitious vigilante flaming fist called the Fixer, thwarting criminal schemes in Baldur's Gate. So this is kind of like pop fiction, a bit like how like James Bond is, you know, an MI5 agent. I don't know who he works for, but he's like a British spy, but he's not real. He's kind of like promotion for, or either promotion or kind of like fanfic for like something that is real. About time you showed up, the Fixer growled. His voice was like an ogre's footstep on lower city gravel, harsh, hostile, and wholly unmistakable. The figure stepped forward, another member of the Fist, an elf known only as Ghost, a master of stealth, forever one step ahead and 10 leaps behind. His left eye was missing. His right eye was haunted by horrors that would leave an ordinary thief raving mad. Don't act like I kept you waiting, the ghost whispered. The guild's nabbed Lady Durimbold's daughter. Word from the inside is that Nine Fingers demanded ransom, and she's planning on returning just the girl's head when Durimbold forks the gold over. So Nine Fingers is a real person. She's kind of running the criminal underbelly of Baldur's Gate. The Fixer nodded, his eyes ablaze with fire that would have scorched even an archdevil. Let's pay them a little visit, he said, a hint of a sadistic smile playing on his lips. Well, that's worrying. Okay. So let's go see what this guy is up to. But first,
why do you have to lock this so tight, Bakshi?
So he's trying to undo a lock. Interesting. While all the others are sleeping, we've got like 1, 2, 3 people sleeping in here, and he's lockpicking. It's a bit sus, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm gonna crouch. I want to have a read of this first, just in case it unlocks any dialogue. Home Post Dispatch, Fist Krill. Ma'am, been sleeping worse than my last letter. So this is somebody writing home. Been sleeping worse than my last letter. These bleeding headaches rack me from set till rise, or they might be tab-hold. Worse and worse each time. It don't help, neither, that work's a write-off. In which of the 9 hells do they imagine us menfolk being any use to these big metal bastards blundering around? They don't even do the job better all the time, just louder. One of them, said they're talking about Steel Watchers, one of them picked up a bloke yesterday, weren't guild or Zen as far as I could see, so they're the criminal networks. Just a regular bloke, and just pissed off. Wouldn't say where it was going, and I'll be thrice damned before I get in the way of one of those. Oh, so the
must have something worth a few coin.
The Steel Watcher following their own orders. They're not necessarily. The Flaming Fist don't know what orders the Steel Watcher following. That's dangerous. Sorry to be all dooming and glooming. The grub's got better if you want a silver lining. I love you, ma'am. Krill. P.S. If you've got any of that sleep tea kicking about, could you send some over? It'd be lush to get some proper rest. I stand by sleepy tea. There's a couple actually by Twiney's that are really good if you're looking for them. They have valerian root in though, so just kind of be careful because you don't want to have like too much of it. It can be bad for like the heart and stuff. But like honestly, like if it's like the right thing for you, it does help you sleep, along with magnesium as well. That's my other kind of top tip. Okay.
What? Oh, what are you doing in here?
You notice the gnome slip a lockpick into his pocket.
You're not a fist. Go on, get out, or I'll wake the others.
Really? So we could say, great idea, they can deal with you. Guards, wake up. I think we should see what he's up to. Sure. If you want me to tell them that you were trying to steal their belongings. Okay, guidance me. So I can do Eagle Splendor from Shadowheart. Love that. We've got Voice of the Circle. I think I'm going to save. Oh, it does last until long rest though. +2 bonus on persuasion checks. Yeah, cool. I'll take it. And you guys can give me guidance. So we should have this 10 to 13 total bonus. Oh, double 4s? Is that like Snake Eyes or something? I don't know. I don't do gambling. My gambling is rolling d20s and playing D&D. That's what I do. Okay, go.
I'm no thief. I was going to pay it back. Eventually. I needed the gold.
Sure, Jan. You needed it for what?
I'm getting out of here. Taking a ferry down the coast to get me home. Those bloody crooks at the docks are charging triple, though. Danger money. It's a joke.
So, I can't blame him. I feel like he's seeing the signs, right? He probably signed up thinking, you know, I get a bed for the night, safe place, you know, protection, you know, that sort of thing. He probably signed up for decent reasons. And then he gets in there, because like think of like the promotional poster that's kind of like protect everybody, and then it's kind of like, yeah, we don't actually want to protect everybody. Like, he's disillusioned by it and he wants a way out, and I can't blame him, because that's not the right thing to do as well. You can't like trick people into signing up for one thing and then be like, haha, actually with this thing, because then where's the loyalty, right? You're not promoting trust, you know, in your team, so it's not going to stand the test of time, right? It's not going to be like the condition, it's not going to be a strong group if they were signed up under false pretenses, is what I would say. So he's trying to get a boat out, but the same danger money. What's got them so spooked?
You haven't heard? An army is coming. They're saying it's unstoppable. My wife said we have to stand and fight, and I can't. I won't. I'm not made for this.
My point of view is, like, if we had a war and there was like conscription or something, I'd be a conscientious objector. There's no way I would fight in a war for a country that has failed us, because my point of view is, if relations with another country break down to the point that you're having to force people to go to war, then that's the fault of the leaders of those countries. They're bad leaders. Good leaders should know that war is bad for the country. The only person that war is good for is the lining the pockets of the people selling weapons. So, and that goes back to, again, I've read a lot of political history, a lot of speeches and things, so you can go back and find evidence of this in ancient Greece, ancient Rome, where you've got like the elite basically saying, how do we get people to sign up for another war when they've lost so many people already, because we want to make more money. So this is a tale as old as time, and I'll be damned if I am going to kill people who are as innocent as I am, who have also been failed by their governments, or, you know, risk my life to protect a failing system. I would be a conscientious objector. So there you go. That's not saying I'd be afraid to fight. That's not saying I wouldn't fight in self-defense. But there's no way I'd sign up to an army in a war. It's another man's business than mine. And I don't believe in nationalism either. Like, obviously cultures are important, but no one culture is more important than any other culture. You just believe in the one that you were raised in, and you believe in the brainwashing around you that yours is the best one and yours is right, because if you were in that other culture, you'd believe the same thing about that culture, right? So yeah, I'm sure there's lots of people who would disagree with me and feel very, very differently, and that's absolutely fine. But I think the point that I'm making here, especially about like conscription, and he wasn't conscripted, he volunteered. Specifically about conscription, it's morally wrong, because everybody should, for the sake of their own soul, right, have the choice of whether they fight or not. Nobody should be forced to fight. So, and I think Cordia as well would believe similar things to that. So we're going to say, will this get you home? And we're going to give him some gold.
Really? You'll just give it to me? Look. Hidden up on the roof, you'll find all the stuff I stole. You can have it. Thank you. I'll never forget this. Never.
Yeah. Like, honestly, dessert. Like, if it can get everybody out of Baldur's Gate, like, the more the better, quite frankly, because, you know, who cares if Gortash is the ruler if he hasn't got anyone to rule? The ruler of an empty city, if that's what he wants. So yeah, if somebody wants to leave,
Even if
like...
you and our friend ended up having werewolf cubs, they'd be so adorable.
Werewolf cubs? What's she... Who? Who's having werewolf cubs?
I've shown no signs of lycanthropy, thank you very much. But should that change, I'll take it you're volunteering to be childminder.
Is this because she woohooed
Buy me
Halcyon?
some protective gloves and I'm all for it.
For some reason, Will is saying that he would be the childminder for Shadowheart's werewolf babies. I don't know who's a werewolf, so I don't know what that's about. Somebody explain that to me. Okay, let's keep pressing on. Yeah, you can't stop someone. If someone wants to leave, like, they should be allowed to leave. It's like freedom of movement or something. Blaze Savora.
No distractions, please.
Like, honestly, if I was in this situation, I'd be that guy down in the jail cell being a conscientious objector, okay? Eating kind of cabbage soup and being like, well, I've got a bed. I'm all good. I'll talk to myself for a few years. Okay, we could jump down here, but there's not really anything down there as far as I can tell. This is just pretty, though. Look at the boats. Okay. Greta, that you? I have been watching the whole Greta Thunberg thing, like her bloody mother. I have been, like, tracking that girl, that child, being like, oh my god, is she safe? And this morning of me filming this, I saw that she was, like, finally on the plane back home, like, apparently. And oh my god, the relief I feel for that child. That baby girl. She's not a child, I shouldn't infantilize her. She is a woman making a very, like, putting herself in danger because she believes so passionately about other people. And yeah, but I'm older than her. I think of her as being younger than me. And so I, like, again, that motherly instinct of being like, give me 3 rings when you're safe. Oh my goodness, I haven't been able to sleep. And obviously it's not just one girl. There's a lot of people out there that I'm worried about. But yeah, the whole Greta thing, I've been like, oh my god, is she okay? You are entering a different region, venture forth, yes. I don't know. Again, talking about what I believe in and what I don't believe in. You know, no matter... Again, I think I don't think about things in a nationalistic way. I don't think about things as, like, being every single person in one country should think the same thing or believe the same thing. But I do believe in human rights. And I do believe in personal autonomy and personal rights. I believe that every single person should have the right to...
Thank you for the lift, my friend. Thank you very much indeed. Ta-ta.
I don't know if you heard that, but the shapeshifter just left. Okay, one thing at a time because I'm scatterbrained. I believe everybody has the right to food, shelter, safety, right? Those basic Maslow's hierarchy of needs, basic rights. Everybody should have the right to those things, and they shouldn't feel like those things are ever threatened or withheld from them. No matter who you are, which country your feet happen to be touching the soil of, right? And that's like across the board, globally, every single human has the right to food, shelter, safety. So politics aside, like, that's where I stand on that. We brought the creature to the city as requested. Seems it left us a note. Shapeshifter's boon ring. So it was a shapeshifter. While shapeshifting or disguising yourself, add an extra 1d4 bonus to all checks. I might send that to Shadowheart, because if I do make her a druid, she might do some shapeshifting. She also has the ability to disguise self because she's a cleric of Shah, of the trickery domain. So yeah, I might send that to Shadowheart. I can't see myself using it. Maybe Jaheira as well could use it. Right, we for some reason have all gathered here today, so I'm gonna get everybody in a there's too many people, so I'm gonna get everybody to go to the Baldur's Gate camp. So, when you first arrive in Baldur's Gate, if you haven't found a tavern or somewhere to actually stay, this is the first camp that you kind of get dumped in. I don't really like this camp because it's quite scattered. Everybody's kind of like all over the place. And it's kind of dreary. It's not the most pleasant camp. But I think I'll take this moment to kind of like go around and have a quick chat with everybody, because when you first get into Baldur's Gate proper, everybody has something to say about it. So we're going to have a very chatty episode, I'm afraid. But again, we're going to have a bit of romance. Maybe we'll get a bit of fighting. Probably not, to be honest. So Sir Fuzzlelump's still here. Withers is still here. No way. We've got Astarion and Cordia. I haven't actually recorded this or put the video up yet, but I'll try and do it in the correct order if you want to check this out. Astarion and Cordia have had a little moment, and I've learned a little bit more about Astarion in that moment. And temperatures are kind of a tad cool between them after that. There's something going on there.
Gods, this is the first time in 200 years I've seen these streets in the sunlight. You can forget just how much colour there is in the world.
Bless him. I mean, same, because I'm a drow from the Underdark and I've got dark vision and stuff, so it's bright. Paint a picture, it'll last long. I'm not going to be nasty to him. She's going to say, "Are you all right?"
Yes, of course. Obviously. Sorry, did you want something?
So that's part of Astarion's difficulty letting people see him as vulnerable, or like letting people see his softer side. His defenses have gone up again because Cordia's getting close and caring about him. So she's going to leave him alone because maybe, I don't know, things are weird between them. Gale.
The bustle here takes some getting used to. Crackling fire and a tresson for company is usually more my speed. Still, we must flow with the current we find ourselves in, however tumultuous it may be. If you've need of me, I'm glad to help.
Okay, the Tressim, Tara, she is still around. So if you haven't checked it out, go and watch the Ilmater episode, because we found his Tressim on the top of a roof. She is still around Baldur's Gate, so we will find her again eventually. Okay. I should have had a little kissy with him, I feel. We've still got Durge's amazing statue. Fabulous. Let's go down here. We've got Karlach hiding around here. Oh, hello. What was that noise? Hi, why are you off on your own, girly? Like, why are you so far away from everybody else?
I made it back. I'm here. Thank the gods. Thank the gods.
Aww. So she's from Baldur's Gate, is her home. She didn't want to leave, you know, Gortash sold her out to Zariel, basically. This little room is kind of pretty. Look at this little church area. I don't really know why this is here, but she's a cleric of Illistery, so I don't know. Maybe she comes over here and does like a sermon or something. Speaks a few words. This isn't really anything, this dusty book. I'll have a click on it, but it's...
Let's see what this does.
It's like too dusty to read. Yeah, this book is all but crumbled to dust, making it impossible to read. So, yeah, this is definitely an abandoned section of the city that we've kind of cornered out for ourselves. Down here we have Jaheira. Oh, baby, when you talk like that.
Ah, I've had a lifetime's fill of watching little men buff themselves up with grand titles.
Same girl.
I look forward to the day we show the Archduke that his tongue is not half so silvered as he thinks.
Yeah. Well, we can't pick a fight while he's surrounded by his steel watch. We'll have to deal with them first.
We could. It would just be a very short one.
Gale
We
knows
cannot
that.
expect either of the chosen to fall easily. But fall they must, if we're to have all 3 stones to command the brain. Still, if you see sense in making an alliance, I won't question it. I'll just look forward to the inevitable breaking Gortash spoke of.
Indeed. So yeah, I think strategically it makes sense to... We've got Ketheric's Netherstone. It makes sense that if Gortash is running the city, we keep him on side for now. If he has tasked us with hunting down Orin, you know, our values can align for the time being. So we'll go and get Orin first, you know, without the Flaming Fist or the Steel Watch bothering us. And then we'll see if we can deal with the Steel Watch at the Foundry, and then we'll deal with Gortash. So we'll play along for the time being. You know, he thinks he's friends with Durge, and Durge is kind of like, whatever, brov. My god's better than your god. Anyway, and what do you think of his warning of the doppelganger in camp? I didn't do that again. And what do you think of his warning of the doppelganger in our camp?
It would be irritatingly true to form, would it not? A Harper learns to doubt, to peer through every smile, question every look. Eventually, you find what it is you fear, whether it is there or not. When we cannot know, we can only trust. But then, that is exactly what a traitor in our midst would say. Isn't it?
Are you the shapeshifter, Jaheira? I'm a bit scared. I'm going to ask about Minsk later when we're kind of doing that quest line. So for now, I'm going to leave. We've got Isabel and the Night Song still here with us, Dame Aylin. I don't think they've really got much to say. We've got our gorgeous boy, the most precious Scratch.
The dog is unable to speak through the small bag he holds in his mouth.
Oh, Prezi, what have you got there, Scratch?
I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. All I know is I thought of you when I saw it.
We love him. Pet him. So the gang's all here. Everybody's like around. We've got a pretty big camp now as well. We've got a lot of people hanging out here. We're like collecting all the companions. Lae'zel.
This is the city proper, is it? I didn't expect it to be so outrageously ordinary.
Oh. What were you expecting? So I don't think we need to talk about any of these things for now. We've discussed all this before. Lae'zel's a bit disappointed, apparently. This dock gives me trauma for reasons that will appear much later in this playthrough. Minthara, Mother, Drow Mummy, speak to me.
Something's on my mind.
Murder? Oppression? Conspiracies? This city has its charms, after all.
Your idea of charming is very different to mine.
If you cannot see the appeal of bloodshed and danger, perhaps you should retire from adventuring and farm root vegetables for the rest of your days.
Well, that sounds quite nice, actually. Shadowheart, what do you think? I'm going to say, I don't know why I have this because it's, that's Durge's line. The game seems to be confusing me with Durge a lot at the moment. I've had some strange cutscenes. Why do you favour an alliance with Gortash?
He is the only authority figure in Baldur's Gate worth a damn. Even as the Elder Brain tears at the foundations of the city, he stands strong and looks for solutions.
Okay, Grandma, get off Facebook.
Better for us to be a solution rather than a problem for his steel watch to scrape off the street. It would be wise to return to him and pledge an oath of allegiance before he declares us enemies of the peace.
She says in Ketheric's armour. yeah, what Minthara's saying here as a strategy, I actually do agree with. This is the strategy I went for in my first playthrough, where it's kind of like, my job is easier the longer I keep this guy on side. Like, you know, your enemy of your enemy is your friend kind of thing. So a temporary alliance with Gortash is sensible for the reasons that she's saying. But she does sound a little bit like, you know, a grandma who spent too much time on Facebook, and she's like, it's almost like, I don't know, Minthara's really smart. She is not falling for Gortash's thing at all, right? She's not being brainwashed or anything like that. What she's saying is accurate. He's got control of a city under threat, so it makes sense to, you know, fall behind that strong leader. It does make strategic sense, but it does also sound like someone who's playing into the hands of the narrative that the tyrant has constructed. You know, Gortash ran through his plan. He's saying, I'm going to engineer a crisis, and in a time of crisis, people look to a strong leader. I'm going to be that strong leader. So it's all engineered, and Minthara knows that, but she's, I don't know, she's putting strategy and survival over morals and values. Like, I don't know, kind of jaded. But I can't judge it because it's the logic that I'm employing in this situation as well, temporarily. Do you know anything about Gortash?
He is rather fond of himself.
I can tell.
If he truly intends to be the savior of Baldur's Gate, perhaps he has reason to be.
Well, he's not the saviour, is he? There you go. Gortash is not the saviour. He's the tyrant.
Was Baldur's Gate enjoying a golden age of prosperity and peace before Gortash rose to power? I think not. This city is like a wild beast. It needs a strong hand to choke it into obedience. Gortash may have that strength, but he chose the wrong allies to rule alongside him. Ketheric was reliant on his god instead of his own strength, and Orin does not understand power and control. Only blood.
I love Minthara though, I really, really do. Like, I don't agree with her kind of morally, but that logic and that strategic mind, she speaks the truth, honestly. Very jaded. We would make better allies than Ketheric and Orin. A man who chooses his allies so poorly cannot be trusted to rule.
Perhaps you should rule in his place. Your choice of allies is exemplary, after all. Together, we can teach this city to fear us. And that is just the beginning. When we have all 3 Netherstones and control the Elder Brain, all of Faerun will have reason to fear us.
Rule by fear is a terrible strategy, because if you rule a populace because they fear you, they have no loyalty to you. As soon as they can stab you in the back and go for a leader who represents them better, they're gonna do it. They would have no reason getting behind, you know, somebody trying to overthrow you. Terrible, terrible strategy. If you really, 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 really want to be a good leader, you've got to be loved. If you are loved, those people are going to be loyal to you. They are going to fight for you. They are going to die for you. They are going to, like, it's a much, much safer place to be in as a leader. So ruling by fear, terrible strategy. That's where your plan falls down. Honestly, Minthara, very, very short term. Yeah, because as soon as there's a challenger, and there's always, historically speaking, as powerful as you are, if you're the biggest bully in the playground, eventually someone is going to come along who's going to be faster, stronger, smarter than you. You're not going to be on top. Look at like boxing matches, right? You get the person who's like the best boxer. A couple of years, someone new comes along, knocks them off that top spot. So like, it's just not a good strategy. It's not a good survival guide. Okay. Cool. Minthara, I'm going to check it back in with you later, girlfriend. Maybe have some herbal tea. You know, chill. Have a Mars bar. Have a Snickers. I don't like you when you're angry. So Minthara traditionally is... She supports like Durge on an evil playthrough, so that's kind of why she is the way she is. But I don't know, we'll soften her up around the edges a little bit. Halsin.
I received a dispatch from the Grove. Life carries on there in our absence, just as nature intended. My chosen successor, Francesca, has proven to be a wise choice. Perhaps the wisest I ever made as Archdruid.
Oh, rolling back as well to Minthara, I actually really love having all these different characters in my camp and like seeing those different views, because again, if you want a free society with good values, like people being able to have difficult discussions, uncomfortable discussions, having different points of view and being able to like talk about those in a mature, non-accusatory, non-disruptive way, that's a sign of a very healthy society. So yes, come to my camp, disagree with me, have different points of view. I love to see it, right? Like, because if everybody has the same opinion, they're probably under a tyranny. They're probably in a see you later, Toby. Like, it's that thing of I might not like what you have to say, but I will defend your right to say it, is the cornerstone of a true democracy to me. And freedom of speech doesn't mean that you get to infringe on other people's rights and say whatever you want with no consequence, but to be able to discuss ideas in a safe environment is important. Anyway, and people change. I don't know. I change my mind all the time. You can ask me on Wednesday and I'll have a different idea and opinion on Friday, and that's healthy too. Like, not expecting people to have fixed opinions. Fixed opinions are unhealthy. The world is cooked. Okay, back to Francesca. Also, Will back there. Like, I don't want to rule Baldur's Gate, but I've got a man who can. Okay, but anyway. Don't downplay your achievements. The Shadow Curse would still hold sway if it was not for you.
One grand victory may not be enough to absolve a host of small failures. That is where true leadership lies. Not in winning a single vast battle, but in fighting 1,000 smaller ones. Making 10,000 difficult decisions. Finding balance where none seems possible. Day after day.
There you go, we'll stick Halsin in charge.
All too eager to surrender my responsibilities towards the Grove. Perhaps I was never meant to be Archdruid. To be a leader.
That as well, like, to have a leader who is self-reflective, who sees their own flaws, all right? That's, again, a sign of a good leader, because they can grow, they can learn from those mistakes, you know, they can tighten those holes in their leadership. You served the Grove well, and found a worthy successor. No one can ask more of you.
Still, though, I cannot help but wonder if there was more I could have done. Perhaps, Oakfather willing, I may yet have the chance someday. Forgive me. The Shadow Curse occupied me so entirely, and for so long, I almost missed the purpose it gave me. Now I must find a new one.
I do think this place could do with a few more trees. I hate that. I hate, like, it's something that I dislike about my own council in the UK. They have this tendency to kind of like, if there's a tree and it's like a bit of a problem, it's a bit overgrown, they'll just chop it down and they won't replace it. And, you know, gradually over the years in my local neighborhood, I've seen trees going and going and going and going. And trees are really important to flood systems, right, to drainage systems, you know, and like the heat as well. Like, there's areas where it's all concrete, and walking along those areas when it's like bright sunshine outside, and we do get sunshine sometimes in the UK, and it's kind of like the Skyfire is trying to kill us, but yeah, like all that heat reflecting off the concrete, I can feel myself burning, and I long for the trees, I long for the shade of nature. And so we're like walking up kind of, and it tends to be in like posher areas, you know, more affluent areas, And here it's like you could walk from one block to the next, one neighborhood to the next, and you'll go from like people who don't have much to people who have a lot. It's like side by side. And so like you'll go down these kind of posher streets and there'll be like lovely big old oak trees that provide all this shade, and it's so much nicer to walk there than in these just open concrete blocks. And so like it's something that I really wish my council would value more, would be to have more trees in urban areas, because it's so good for the environment. It's good for bees, it's good for like homes, you know, and not overheating and stuff like that. So anyway, okay, cool. You keep mulling that over, dear. First in my heart.
Baldur's Gate. You know, I never quite believed I'd actually make it back. Wasn't until we got within reach of Worm's Crossing that it felt real. It's so strange. I don't remember much of it, yet I can't help feel like I know it. It feels like home.
You and Karlak, you should do a little tour together. Go shopping, it'll be fun. Well, better than hating the place without remembering why. I don't feel the need to say that. Glad to be back, I take it?
I suppose I am. Though the chance to savor the moment might be brief, given all that still lies ahead of us.
Yeah, again, we'll get back on this when we get closer to like doing those videos. Like, all good. Excuse me. Okay, Will.
Welcome to the lower city, where Baldur's Gate truly comes alive.
Okay, again, happy to be home. He's spent a long time away. He got kicked out, so there we are. Anyone down here? Oh, just the Oathbreaker Knight. It's so funny as well because the owlbear's down here and Scratch comes down here, so they're kind of like running around down here. He kind of looks like he's keeping an eye on the pets.
You smell very delicious, but I will not bite you.
So cute! Pet the cub. You're the owlbear cub now.
More.
Do it! Do the impression! Okay, excuse me, sorry. I don't know why I'm burping so much right now. I had some discos. That was my breakfast. Sponsor me discos! I love your crisps. Yeah, also, somewhere around here... Oh, there she is. A lady of the Nine Hells herself. Sexy Bish Mizora.
Come for a chat?
Mean girl extraordinaire. Yeah, she can stay. I like her. I think that's everybody. Is there anybody that I've not spoken to? Is there anybody up here? No, I think that is full circle. We've also got Yenna, but she doesn't have anything new to say yet. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna get my crew back together and we'll head back into Baldur's Gate. So Gale, Shadowheart, Karlak, yeah, Will can come as well. We'll have a group of 5, why not? And I am gonna go to Basilisk's Gate. Okay, here we are. Let's check out this place. So we've got some stocks. Thankfully, nobody is currently in them. This is like Flaming Fist HQ. The guy stood on one leg. We'll check that out another day. I am interested in, because I was kind of talking about it when we were here as well, like the thought of like food in a crisis. Like, where is the food coming from? And we have a bit of a situation over here. We have children, we need to be able to provide for them. Not my concern.
Not like we can even turn around and leave now.
Okay, so these are people arriving into the city and they're being asked to surrender goods, basically. So there's this sign saying limited stock.
There is a food shortage due to absolute raiding activity. Citizens are advised to buy food in moderation so that all may eat.
So yeah, don't buy more than your fair share. It's like COVID rules, right?
All livestock admitted to the city must be surrendered. All livestock is now property of the Ducal Council for the duration of the ongoing emergency. Failure to comply will result in imprisonment and, if necessary, more severe punishment.
Again, the timing of this was not planned.
Lost most of our herd to wolves on the way here.
Okay, let's talk to them.
We've got almost nothing.
Move along. I've got my hands full enough without gawkers.
Again, he seems like he's just trying to do his job. He's just trying to follow orders, you know, like there's a food shortage, people are arriving in the city. If they've got animals, they're asked to surrender them to the city. And he's on his own there with an angry crowd, so the tension's high. Again, you can have empathy and sympathy for like two sides in a situation.
You must agree, this is ludicrous. How are we meant to survive without our livelihoods?
I do feel very, very bad for these people, especially like this lady here.
My herd are dairy goats. I bet they're going to slaughter them, the poor things.
I would be heartbroken. I love cows. They're one of my favourite animals. I like cows and lions and cats. And cows and lions, yeah, my favourite animals kind of conflicts a bit there, but cows are so sweet, especially like dairy cows. Like they've got these big gentle eyes. They're very gentle creatures. Like they get excited and jump around like dogs, and they're just like you can sit and cuddle them. They purr. They're just very gentle, sweet creatures.
My husband's still in the outer city with the few cows we have left. How am I going to tell him we have to give them up?
Are they gonna pay us for the animals they take? Like elves they are!
So imagine that. Imagine fleeing from like the invaders and taking your animals and then getting to the city and getting to safety and your livelihood's taken from you. And this is what I love about this game. Like, they take situations that occur in real life and put it in this game in a way where it's kind of like almost without judgment. It's in this realistic way where everybody's point of view is considered, everybody's personal situation is considered, which is very, very nuanced and very realistic. And not in a judgmental way where they're preaching and they're telling you what to think, but in a way where they're offering you a situation with different perspectives, and you get to decide who you agree with, which very, very good. But I think it definitely leans you in a certain direction.
Nooses are for amateurs. That's what I was taught in the grotto. Do you know how badly those things can go wrong?
Shadowheart! Nooses are for amateurs.
You could
Oh
strangle them by accident,
there's a lot of chat.
use too much rope and break off their legs. And if it goes really badly, you could wrench their heads right off.
Oh my goodness, Shadowheart!
Quite detailed, quite colourful, quite unnecessary.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of make that bigger so you can see that conversation because there's a lot going on. Is it unnecessary to point out the flaws in a punishment system? I don't think so. For the stout and the sturdy. So we actually have this, I think, already. We got this in Baldur's, in the Druid's Grove. Adventurers wanted for a perilous and profitable quest. Master Loroakin, the Arcanist of Athkatla, the Recluse of Ramazith's Tower, seeks brave and enterprising individuals to delve treacherous temples and recover storied artifacts. The Night Song for preservation in Baldur's Gate. Only stout of heart and keen mind need apply. Fame, glory, and incredible fortune assured. So we need to figure out what this guy, Master Loroakin, wants with the Night Song, because that's a bit sus if you ask me. We'll go and confront him at some point. Not today though. Find the Night Song has been updated. Stay tonight at the El Song. Don't mind if I do. Rooms available at the El Song Tavern for parties large or small. See the innkeeper, Alan Alath, at the bar. So I assume there's rooms available because they're expensive. So most people who are coming in looking for a place to stay are not able to afford them. Be wary of foreigners. Here we go with the propaganda and the fear-mongering. Foreigners should be shunned. Their decadent ideas infect our youth and they steal Baldurian resources without contributing anything. That's not what I just saw with those people who are being forced to give up their animals. In fact, the city is stealing from the foreigners. The recent wave of refugees should be driven from Baldur's Gate. Let other cities take them in. Baldur's Gate has given enough already. So not only are they being forced to surrender their animals, they're being faced with discrimination and possibly going to get pushed back out again. Rat trouble. Got rat trouble, not for long. Hire Stomping Bros, the rat catcher, and your troubles are over. Small rats, big rats, giant rats, rabid rats, any kind of rats. Boros stomps them all. Reasonable rates. Corpses and rat pellets removed from no extra charge. References upon request. We actually could have done with this guy back in Act 2 when we were fighting that old Dark Justiciar that turned into the Horde of Rats. Anti-Hag support group poster. Marina, that you? Attention! Have you been hexed by a hag? Lost a loved one to a deal? You're not alone. Join other survivors of hag treachery at Baron's Coop. Alone we're vulnerable, but together we stand up against the hags. Yeah, I like that. So we can check that out as well. Updated help the hag survivors. That's going to be a quest for another day. Okay, kid selling newspapers.
Hello? Does anyone want to buy a gazette?
It is cute that the kids are doing these little jobs as like newspaper boys. It is really sweet actually. Obviously child labour laws and stuff like that are a factor, but in my head it's kind of like, you know, families are trying to get by, and like if, you know, the kids can make a little bit extra by selling these newspapers, like in a relatively safe profession where, you know, they know where they are, they know where the stand is, they can keep an eye on them. I can understand why that's happening. Not that I agree with it, but I understand it. And they're cute. Yes, I'll take one.
Thank you.
It's so cute. Okay, so what have we got here? Baldur's Mouth. Ilmarti Temple petitions for refugee amnesty. Cool, so the Temple of Ilmater are back on supporting the refugees and petitioning on their behalf, so that's really good. Soaked sommeliers outraged by water genasi antics. Lathandaran pilgrims couldn't find monastery. It's because the Githyanki are in it. Sword sales skyrocket since absolute resurgence. Again, that's what I was talking about. In a conflict where it's like violent, the only people who make money are the arms dealers. Priests of Jurgle and Ogmar announced completion of St. Vethira's posthumous autobiography. Okay, whatever that meant.
Just be ready to leave.
Are you his mother? Hello.
Preferably before.
Oh, you? I know you.
Have we met?
How delightful to meet in person. Though, you're shorter than I expected.
I'm sorry. How do you know me?
How is such an overrated question. It's the who and the why that matter, darling. My name's Estrester, journalist. I speak to the people of Baldur's Gate so our readers don't have to.
Aren't your readers not also the people of Baldur's Gate?
Well, there's people, and then there's people. You, my dear, are people. In fact, you're the star of the next edition.
And what's the headline of that edition?
If I told you, you'd lose the fun of reading it yourself. It's our juiciest edition in an age bound to get everyone talking about you.
Why does that sound like a threat? Yeah, so this is kind of like the broadsheets, the tabloid media, and you know, they want to sell papers, and sometimes to sell papers you need to make the stories a little bit spicy. So we can see from the Baldur's Mouth Gazette that they're drumming up fear. Yeah, how truthful these stories are and how embellished they are, we have yet to kind of fully discover, but I don't like the sound of them writing about us.
Well, don't I get a say in this?
Darling, we can't let the readers decide what the content is. We've editors for that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've really said rather too much and written rather too little. Good day.
Yeah, I don't think I trust her. Okay. Yeah, let's go and check out what's going on over here. Okay, I just had a little break and missed Gale talking, but he said, I must tell you, Shadowheart, the bathing waters here leave much to be desired. The ablutions offered in the Temple of Beauty in Waterdeep are far superior, and they have the most excellent soaps. Shadowheart says, I was wondering why you always smelled like a wealthy dowager. He smells like an old granny. Okay, let's find out what's going on with these, what are they called? I can't think what the name is. This thing.
Eyes front and keep your nose clean, newcomer. A noose and a short drop is how we deal with troublemakers.
A short drop? Well, that doesn't sound good at all. Shadowheart, tell this gentleman how to do his job properly. I like, if it was Durge, careful, a big guy like you makes for an easy target. Cuddy is a bit self-righteous. She's going to say, how about you wait until I commit a crime before threatening me?
By then it will be too late. I can't help the dead, but I can warn the living. Stay the path and obey the law, and you have nothing to fear.
He does sound like he's like, he actually is trying to warn us, you know? Okay, let's keep moving.
The pair of you.
Okay, these guys?
Just be ready to leave.
Thank Helm we made such good time. The army of the Absolute are back. Certainly encourages a brisk pace.
Indeed.
Don't get too comfortable. It's only a matter of time before the army of the Absolute gets here.
So they are letting some people through. They haven't completely shut the gates yet.
Sorry about the pong. We've been on the road for more than a 10-day.
Same, but Gale has some really nice soap. Gale, do you have any soap to share? You will smell like an old lady though, I'm afraid. What is happening here? What on earth happened to this lady? Seeing if they're talking.
I don't like this. I don't like the look in some of their eyes.
Ooh, tensions are high. Things are about to kick off.
What did she even do? I bet nobody knows. I didn't see her do anything wrong.
Used to think those things were gonna make me feel safer. Not anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'll let you watch what they're saying as I kind of chat. When you're in a situation where you've given a lot of power and authority to some kind of like law enforcement or, in this case, mercenary group, you've given all these, handed over these powers in order to feel safer. Like, what's to stop them turning on you, you know?
I know one blow and she drops like she's dead. Well, maybe she is.
Well, let me have a quick look at her. No, she's alive. She's just unconscious. She only has 1 hit point though, so let me help her out a little bit. Step back, please, guards. 4 hit points. There we go. I don't think I can do anything about her being unconscious, but she is at full health now.
If all these folks can just keep their shit together, maybe nobody else will get hurt. Maybe.
And I love this, and I think this is really why it's worth talking to all these different NPCs in the city, because, and I love that, I love the depth, I love how many people you can talk to and all these different opinions. It's like, it makes the game so rich, because you're really getting this sense of a very, very tense situation where it's like a powder keg, it's all about to kick off. So, you know, the Flaming Fist their grip there is getting very tenuous. Like, even the Fist are realising that this is a situation. And, you know, they are also not in control of these steel watches. Like, when, you know, it's only a matter of time until they turn on them as well, you know? If you tolerate this, then your children will be next.
These street trash need to watch their tone. I don't tolerate disrespect.
Neither do I, sir. Neither do I. Okay. Don't like that guy. Fist Natine. Keeping an eye on you. Okay, we'll come here later. This is a situation for a different day. Let's keep moving forward. Again, I want to see all the companions. Here we go.
Captured in the archives here. Fascinating resource. I wonder what those archives will reveal about us 100 years hence. Only the most excellent and complimentary things. With some encouragement from us, of course.
Yeah, we need to check out what that Baldur's Mouth Gazette is saying about us, but again, that is a job for tomorrow. Today we're just trying to find the elf song. Hello.
You two must submit to Lord Gortash if you are to be saved.
Oh, we've already had a chat, actually. Yes, we're quite friendly with him. Not that I like him very much.
Lord Gortash is exactly what Baldur's Gate needs. I dread to think where we'd be without the steel watch.
I dread to think where we will be with the steel watch.
We know you will drive back.
The steel watches are doing most of the good here, really. I'd love a gander at those schematics.
Okay.
Gortash is the light bringer. Gortash will burn the Absolute to smoke and ashes.
I think you're confusing him with the god Lathander, the Dawnbringer, but keep trying.
Only Lord Gortash has the strength to protect our city.
So here we go. This is just an example of that brainwashing, that kind of, you've got this street preacher talking, you know, promoting the idea that Gortash is some kind of god, basically.
I don't really agree with Lord Gortash's methods, but the man does get things done.
Okay, see you later, Toby. Okay.
The guard is busy with their patrol and has no time for idle chatter.
Keep going. So this is looking like an inn. It's quite rather large. Let's get a bit closer.
I wonder if my old things are still there. They could be of use to you.
Oh, you used to hang out here? Okay, cool. Yes, we'll check it out. So there's this lady here. Enforcer Skona?
Speaks well, that Envo Gortash. Welcome, traveller. Remember, this ain't the blushing mermaid. It's the elf song. So behave yourself.
Of course. I guess you must be the tavern's hired muscle.
That's right. And a lonely job it is too. When you're the muscle, no one thinks about your heart.
Carl, like, I feel like you and this lovely lady should have a drink together. Same vibes. Well, maybe you should change your job. Can you sing? A tavern always needs bards.
Very funny. Go on inside. We're looking for comedians.
I was serious, actually.
The Elf Song Tavern.
And you're worried about the price of bread.
Okay.
He's delivered. Yes.
One thing we can do while we're here is have a little poke around in all the mailboxes. Like, they're white, you can do this. So... Rat trouble. Have we seen this already? The rat catcher thing? Oh, it's a different one. No, same one. So that's the rat catcher again. Will, there's a letter here for Duke Stelmane. Come and have a look. For Duke Stelmane. So this was the lady who was friends with Alder Ravengard. She was also friends with the guy in our head, the Emperor. Apparently they were pretty close. They had a kind of relationship. For Duke Stelmane, my lady, events in the Gate Underworld are moving fast, and I'm sorry to say that the Shield organisation is unravelling. That young lout Gortash has cut our legs out from under us. Nine Fingers is of no help, and the Zents just think it's funny. As for me, my lady, I think I've climbed to the top of Gortash's hit list. That's not a good place to be. I can't help or protect you any further. My advice is to write the Knights off. My advice is to write the Knights off, hunker down in your upper city mansion, and hire whatever muscle you can to guard it. Farewell. My captain, it's been an honour, Sir Grousel. So, Sir Grousel was protecting her, along with these knights, the Knights of the Shield. That protection dropped, and Stelmane is now deceased. I'm going to take that letter. Municipal sanitation notice. Oh god, are the sewers going bad as well? The Department of Drains and Underways is aware of the issues of the penetrating stench emanating from the Round Street hatches that provide access to the city sewers. The tribe of gutter kobolds contracted to maintain free flow in the sanitation tunnels appear to have been slain or driven away by forces or circumstances unknown, and the resulting backup is responsible for the unpleasant odour. The department is taking appropriate measures to remedy the situation, but in the meantime do not attempt to address the situation yourselves. Citizens are prohibited from using the Round Street sewer access hatches. Leave sanitation to the professionals. So something's driven out the kobolds, and we're banned from going down there. I think that means we have to go down there and take a look, but again, not today. Right, okay, let's have a chat with these. I'm not going to chat to everybody because there's a lot of people to talk to. This is going to be a very, very talky episode. I promise you we're going to have a little bit of snuggle time with the companion at the end of it. Look at Carl dancing away. Actually, no, we'll talk to them another day. I'm going to try and strategically talk to people so it's not too overwhelming. Oh,
the Elf Song Tavern.
Because there's a lot of people in here. So, yeah, some of these we'll talk to kind of when it's more appropriate to talk to them for what we're doing. But for now, I'm going to make my way over here to this person here.
To swim with you at a distance. It's usually so freezing.
Don't ask me to make a hot spring for you two. It might work, but I also might cook you like lobsters.
I wish I could hear better. I can't always hear it when they're talking. I'm so sorry if I talk over them. So that was Shadowheart and Karlach. Karlach said it must be lovely to have a swim without boiling all the fishes alive. And Shadowheart says, sounds pleasant to swim with you. Oh, I ship them. At a distance, it's usually so freezing, so Karlach could warm up the water. Don't ask me to make a hot spring for you two. It might work, but I might also cook you like lobsters. This person looks familiar, but I'm going to have to talk to them. Okay.
Another? Should I have another? Oh, he'll need to preserve me. I need the courage.
He's a cutie patootie. I like his styling. I like his hair. His clothing's nice. Well, you won't find the courage in the bottom of a bottle.
No, I guess I've had enough. The brewer who made this beer used to buy all of our barley. That's over now. Left the crops standing in the fields when we ran from the Absolute Army. Gone. All gone.
Okay, so we've got another farmer who's lost all his produce. Well, maybe don't spend all your money on drink then, sir. Try and make it last. We? I see only you.
Family's upstairs, exhausted. I'm Des Canshaw, with a wife, 2 kids, and another on the way. Oldest boy, Corson. He means well, but he eats as much as the rest of us put together. I have to find him a place here.
Right, I don't know why my camera's getting like that. We've got a nasty drow option, but we're a nice drow. Have you found any opportunities for him yet?
A fancy feller called Three-Piece wants to place Corson as a cleaner in the counting house. But I don't trust him. Maybe I should just join the Flaming Fist and take the signing bonus. What else can I do?
So the counting house is like the bank. And having someone on the inside might be good for us, but Cordia would say, because she's a cleric, I hear the Illmater Temple at Worms needs volunteers. They don't pay, but at least the boy will eat. And I also feel like that's probably a safer place now, the Temple of Illmater, because, you know, they've already been attacked. I feel like, you know, they've already made the Absolute have already made the point that they were making there. So I feel like actually some of the dangers passed, apart from the army itself.
Ah, that's a solid tip. Could work out for a gentle kid like Corson. Thanks, stranger. You helped settle my mind. Thanks are all I have to offer, though. May Illmater bleed for you.
Oh, and he seems like he considers Illmater one of his gods as well, so that seems suitable. I like that option. Okay, we can't talk to these people here. We've got this lady here. Some of you are going to be like, go in the kitchen. We'll do that another day. Again, I have a strategy.
Pardon me, sir. You look prosperous. I'll bet you have someone who'd like a nice piece of jewellery at discount price for a good cause.
Oh? And what is this good cause?
Escape. Escape from Baldur's Gate for my husband and me. Lord Gortash wants Marek's head, so we have to get out. There's a smuggler's sloop leaving for Waterdeep with 2 berths left. But the captain wants a fortune for him. This necklace is all I have.
Yeah, so Gortash seems to be going after any dissenters. We've seen this in a couple of comments now. So yeah, I think she does need to get out, quite frankly. We can buy the necklace, but Cordia's going to say, no, keep your jewellery here for your troubles. And we're going to just give her the money.
I don't know what to say, except thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and she's skedaddling. Yeah, so good for her. You know, we want to, if people want to leave, we want to help them leave. Hello.
Gortash, Archduke of Baldur's Gate. I hear he's moved into the penthouse at Worm's Rock. That place must cost a fortune. Per diem.
Well, not if you're the one collecting the rent.
A new Archduke? Fancy. Never had one of them before.
Yes, hopefully this is the last. This couple are funny. I feel bad for the guy.
Drink up, Lars. We're celebrating. If you won't drink with me, I bet this stranger will. Right, stranger?
Who, me? You're celebrating when the city's in crisis? I don't feel like we need to be judgy. Well, what are you celebrating? Maybe I will.
I'm Clovia Throaks. Pleased to meet you. Our son Gaspar has finally found himself a proper job.
Aye, security at the Steel Watch Foundry. But I still wish he'd taken up the family business.
Now, Lars, you know Gaspar never had the patience for all the stitching a tailor has to do.
Tailor? Well, that's good, honest work. Look at our fancy outfits. We appreciated a good tailor.
Sewing rabbit skin cloaks? Well, that's all right for some, I guess, but not for our Gaspar.
No, our Gaspar preferred hanging around the guild hall. I was afraid he was going to end up as a guild bone breaker.
Good thing I introduced him to darling Tamia Holst. She straightened Gaspar out. Found him a place in the foundry.
Man on the inside, you say? So Tamia Holtz, again, we're trying to get into the foundry, so... Oh, Clovia, you sound like an admirer of this, Tamia. Are you close?
Perceptive one, aren't you? Blast. The plum bubbles may have gone to my head. but I guess it's time to tell you. I'm leaving you. I'm starting a new life with Tamia. I'm going to sell the business. And the money we used to start it was mine in the first place. I'm afraid that's it. For throats, for cloaks. Oh, dear. The bottle's empty. Let's have another and talk about it.
I think I need to take a walk. In a minute.
Poor Lars. Oh, I feel so bad for him. He just seems like a sweet little guy. He's like, I just want my son to come and sew clothes with me. And she's like, this isn't good enough for my son. I'm gonna go off with this random woman from the foundry. Like, ma'am. He seems like a sweet little guy. But also, you both drink way too much. I think you both need to. I think going for a walk and clearing your heads is a good idea. Okay, to the barman, Alan Ali. We've also got this rules for elf song customers. Tavern rules: cash only, pay at the bar, no solicitation of paid intimacy. Damn. Back to Sharessa's caress. No spitting on the floor or walls. No conjuration or summoning from other planes. Gale, there's one for you here. No fighting in the elf song. Take it outside. Round the back. No undead or ghosts. We have our own. Okay. Good to know. I mean, I know I look like a zombie today, but I swear I'm just tired. Okay, let's try and get a bed for the night.
Aye, aye. Pull up a seat. If you can find one spare, that is.
Yeah, business is doing very well. Some people are still making money in these trying times. I guess because people are like flooding in and, you know, drinking to numb the pain. So, good time to be a pub owner, I guess. I lived in a pub. My mum was the landlady. And I don't want to go back to that life. Thank you. There's too many cloaks and throats around for me. Too many situationships. Business is going well.
With all this talk of war, what else a folk to do but drink? I reckon the murder we'd had something to do with it too. Got punters all intrigued. On that morbid note, what can I get you fine self?
So the murder of Duke Stelmane. Tell me more about that murder.
Going to make this place famous, I reckon. Victim is a bloody duke. Boleyn Stelmane. Well, she was a duke. Now she's just bloody. I reckon I'll be able to charge double for that room once the constable's done with it. Murders and ghosts are always grand for business. At least, I hope.
Yeah, Will kind of was friends with her. Maybe you could be a little bit more empathetic. It just so happens we're actually looking for a place to stay.
I tell you what. The murder upstairs has brought some punters, but it's also really spooked folk out of renting rooms. If we get you staying up there, perhaps folk will calm down and realise there's naught to worry about. You can have the whole upstairs floor until this killer thing blows over.
The whole upstairs floor? Okay. Don't mind if I do. What? You're optimistic. What makes you so sure it'll all blow over?
The city always wins. There's always some hero that saves the day. It's the way things work.
We are that hero. Can we have the room for free? Perhaps I could get a discount on the accommodation, considering we're here to save the day.
Charity! In Baldur's Gate. Good one.
Think of it more as security, protection, if you will. Well, you want... yeah, I've turned into the mob, apparently. You want 200 gold to sleep next to a murder scene? Really? We're doing like that whole influencer, do you know who I am? Kind of give us the room for free and we'll do like a few like selfies. Yeah, you want 200 gold to sleep next to a murder scene? Really? Okay, we've got this. We're very persuasive. Give me guidance. 18. It is quite a high roll. Listen, I'm all happy we've done it. I'm happy to give my money to these poor little people who are trying to escape a city that is on the brink of starvation, that is under siege, with an army approaching. The people who want to flee, I've got their backs, right? The people who are trying to pawn the family jewellery just so that they can continue to live, I'm going to help them out. The bartender who is clearly raking it in today, I think he can help us out, you know? We've got it.
Keep your voice down about the bloody murder upstairs.
I thought it was good for business.
Top floor's all yours. If it gets a bit too noisy at night, well, don't sleep above a pub.
That's the thing that I can do. Again, I grew up sleeping over a pub. Like, my room was upstairs. And yeah, it get really noisy. People would come out at like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, shouting, screaming, fighting, breaking glass. And it was a kind of, it had its rough moments, the pub. So yeah, I was used to it. I was just kind of like, this is chill. Like the music blaring downstairs, I was like sleeping peacefully. Yeah, although I did have a knack for figuring out which noises were not correct. So once it was the middle of the night and someone had broken in, they were moving jukeboxes around, like fruit machines around. And I was like, why is somebody moving a fruit machine around at like 3 a.m? And I knew something was up. And yeah, I went and scared him off. Because I'm just a scary little girl, man.
Halt, Civvy. Turn back. This is an active crime scene.
Hold on, Thornhill. I'm tired of standing here. Devella's been up there for ages. Some diversion would be welcome.
Well, Investigator Valaria told me that... that came out completely wrong. Well, let me explain who I am. Investigator Valaria told me to come and speak with Constable Devella. Is she here?
Constable Devella said she wasn't to be...
Investigator Valeria outranks her. As you were, Civvy. Fair warning, though. She's in a foul mood.
Right, we'll go and get settled and then we'll have a quick chat. I'm going to have Durge investigate the murders because it's barless stuff and he might get a bit more dialogue, but...
Stellmane's parlour. A place to receive clients and informants. I wonder if it's as I remember it.
Nostalgic about all the woohoo that you did, all the tentacle fun. I'm sorry. This is our room though. This is it. This is our base for the rest of the playthrough, for the rest of Act 2. This is camp now, and it's my favourite camp, I think, of all the different camps. It's the layout's nice, it's accessible. Let's go. Oh, actually, oh no, he's dragged me out. Oh no. Okay, everybody group together. We need to leave this camp to get into the other camp. It's because I still had Durge in this camp. So leave again, but I'm leaving with everybody. So everybody's exiting that camp. And then try again. Here we go. Here is our final resting place. So we've got our statue of Durge. It's very, very, very fancy and plush and lovely. It's like the best Airbnb you could get with all your mates. There's some kind of true. It's got like this whole like setup here. I am mildly traumatized because in my last full playthrough that I did off camera, it wasn't a Durge playthrough. And if you don't play as Durge, you can actually find his body deeper into Baldur's Gate. And so I found Durge's body and I was like, I am not leaving him here. He is my good boy. And so I got him and I brought him and like put him here. I talk about it in like the 4th episode of this playthrough, and just poor Durge's naked body just lay here for the rest of my playthrough, and I felt so bad for him. I was like, how do I bring my boy back to life? But at that point I was like, I've got to have Durge in my perfect playthrough. I can't leave this entire storyline out. I have to do Redemption Durge. And then like that's why Durge joined in like the 4th episode. But yeah, I'm still traumatized because I'm like, oh, that's where Durge like. But we've got the gangs all here, you know, we've got the girls over there, we've got our lady here. We've got the kid. Everybody's back here. We've got Astarion, Gale, Karlach, and Lae'zel over here at the back. Going around here, we've got Withers, Not Big Naturals, and Sir Fuzzlelump. I don't know what Mizora's doing in the corner back there, but sure. Halsin's over here. In here, we've got Will, Minthara, Shadowheart, and Jaheira. And yeah, there's room for more as well. So yeah, I love this camp. It just feels like home to me. You know, like how I keep saying Baldur's Gate feels like home. Like, same girl. Okay, so I need to think about who I want to take with me for this.
I've got a long road ahead.
We're investigating Duke Stalemain's murder, so I feel like we should probably take Will with us. I'm looking at my notes. I haven't actually decided this yet. I don't want to take Minthara and Astarion because I don't want to get disapproval from them. I'm gonna take, do you know what, I'll take Karlach, and I'll take Gale. I'll take the nice ones to investigate Duke Stalemain's murder. Alright, I am gonna go back out. It's probably gonna drag everybody out with me. Actually, do you know what? Let's get him to make his own way in. Basilisk's Gate. And we'll push forward like this. Possibly get some companion chatter, maybe? Possibly?
Really won't feel it.
Oh, I want to speak to this lady.
Brace yourself.
Please, sir. We have children. We need to be able to...
Still can't fathom that they hang folk in this city. Those gallows get more use than some temples. Every 10 day, I write into the Baldur's Mouth about it, and every edition fails to mention it. Pathetic.
Interesting. I like her hair. I want to give Karlach that hair. What do you think, Karlach? Should we go to the hairdressers? Any chatter?
Back off! She goes into the clean, unless Lord Gortash tells us otherwise.
So yeah, that's the Baldur's Mouth Gazette. We'll go there on the next video. I'm going to check out what they're writing about us. I'm trying to listen out for them in case they talk to us. I'm scared of like missing something. Okay, let's head in. Right, where is the woman that I want Durge to speak to? Here she is, Lacrissa. Do you remember her?
Well, well, look what the bugbear dragged in. Can't believe we both made it to the city, and with our limbs attached.
So yeah, we did make a bet with her in the Druid's Grove. She was like, if we make it, you know, I'll owe you money. And we were like, how are you going to collect it if you're dead? And she was like, just throw it on my corpse. She's funny, I like her. Didn't we make a bet in the Druid's Grove? Sorry. Check the time again. Didn't we make a bet in the Druid's Grove? You didn't think you'd survive, and yet here you are.
We did, didn't we? Never thought I'd begrudge being alive. Alas, I've got nothing in my pockets but lint and disappointment.
She's funny. You owe me nothing. You can ask her for a kiss, but I don't want to do that. You owe me nothing. Don't worry about it. Oh, Durge does have a heart.
How are you both humble and attractive? It's just not fair, nor will my honor allow it. So how about this? Alan puts swill in the bottles, but I know where he keeps the good stuff. Here. You saw nothing. You heard nothing. I need to get back to work before Alan throws a fit, but stick around. You brighten the place up.
I love her! Let's chat with her again.
What can I get you? Make it as easy as possible and leave a big tip. Thanks.
I love this as well because it's Durge asking about Alfira in Act 3. Are you kidding me? Where's Alfira? The two of you are usually together. No. And we will have to do Quill justice. We've brought her with us. We're going to have to bury her somewhere at some point.
Check the roof. But you didn't hear that from me.
Okay, will do. Okay. Let's go. Break time.
Sort your own drinks in the meantime.
I love Lacrissa and Alfira. Okay, we're gonna follow her to the roof. Let's go. Oh, she teleported. Yeah, let's head up there and check out this murder scene as well, I guess. So we'll head to the roof first because I feel like ending on the murder scene feels right. Oh.
Lacrissa. He said it was delicious.
Lacrissa. Yeah, let's head over there. Anyone?
That might be worth a look.
Oh, potion of flying. I thought it was a potion of speed. Well, I'll take it. Beggars can't be choosers. I love this though. Like Alfira and Lacrissa, they've got like the little romance going on. They've got this little like secret hangout spot and it's so pretty. You can like look down at the city, see all these different areas, get like a good view of the place, get an idea of the landscape. There's Ramazis Tower. Yeah, I don't know. I just find it really, really lovely. But yeah, let's head over to them.
Ah, you found my hiding spot. Not a word to Alan. He doesn't believe in things like breaks.
Or eating. Lacrissa, I'd be more than happy to help you out at work. I could...
No, focus on your music. Besides, I'll be living a life of luxury when your school takes off.
I love them. They are very cute together, but I don't think Durge would say that. If you need help, just say the word.
No need. I'm looking after my girl Alfira. Isn't that right, sweetie pie?
Lacrissa!
So cute!
All right. The hero and I will stop teasing. For now.
It's the look in her face as well. Like she looks so affectionate.
And not even pissy druids or cursed shadows could stop.
Sorry, I can hear banging. Okay, sorry about that. My eldest just knocked on and asked if I wanted a brew, and of course I do, so I'm quite excited about that. Yeah, let's talk to Alfira as well. Again, Durge and Alfira is just...
I'll never get tired of this view.
Same here.
I do wish that
I was thinking I could do some busking.
No need.
I love how she's like supporting her like musical development, like they're planning on opening a school. It's so cute. Like how supportive she is. Like just focus on your music. She's so cute. Anyway, so what was I gonna say? I've got brain fog. I wish that, because technically now, like, I think it was in patch 8, was it, or patch 7, they did make it so that you could recruit Alfira into the group as a temporary companion, but it's on the night that Durge is supposed to kill her. And so, yeah, you have her for like a split second, unless you can like jump through hoops. So I wish that they'd also made it possible to recruit her at this point if she stays alive, like whether you're playing with Durge or not. Like, I feel like it would be really nice to be rewarded with Alfira companion, because there's no bard companion, so it would have been perfect. And then like Lacrissa could come and hang out in camp as well. Like, come on, Larian, do a little smidgy update. There's just a few little things that you could do just for me. You know, you and me, we're besties. We're all good. I promise I'll stop trying to get your head of communications to say her gussy. I'll behave.
Cinderellimouse says roses are red, Gale can be fussy, romance is dead, so grab your hag. Ooh. You thought I was going to say it, didn't you?
Okay, so Durge.
Maintain your distance. Area under active investigation by order of the Flaming Fist.
bare bones. No. Oh, it's all unraveling. I'm towards the end of the episode now. It's all downhill from here. Okay. Let's go and investigate this Barlist murder. Yeah, I love her, by the way. One of my favourite NPCs.
Oh, bollocks! I told those idiots not to let anyone through. You. Name, rank, and reason for interrupting an active crime scene. For your sake, the last one better be bloody good.
Durge, recently unemployed. I quite like murders. Durge, amnesiac. I care about preventing murders. We can say, I think we should just be truthful and, like, factual. Investigator Valaria sent me to find you, Devella.
To fetch her another bottle of mead, no doubt. Yes, I'm Devella, the unfortunate colleague. Unless you've got useful information, leave me to my work. Duke Stelmane's dead, and I've got to find who killed her.
About that. So we can tell her about the murder target list you found, but I want to do this option here. I know more about Bal than anyone else you'll find. I mean, I don't. I've got a memory like a sieve, but you don't want to send me away.
Bal? That's exactly what I... Wait. How do you know about that?
Tell her about the murder. Don't panic, I'm sort of his son. I kind of want to say it. But I'm gonna say, tell her about the murder target list you found while investigating Logan's murder.
God. That's it. Proof that I was right. I've been working on an assignment, see? A research project of sorts. I knew my conclusions were sound. But this... I never expected this. I'll tell you what I know. A century ago, there was a man. Saravok Anchev. He was a child of the god of murder, Bal. He ruled the Iron Throne.
Imagine that.
A dark tower hiding a darker secret. It was the front for a deadly arms dealing network.
Always is.
There, Saravok amassed an army and sought to become a god. Under his stewardship, the Bal Temple was revived. And with it, the Bal cult itself. Fortunately, the temple was destroyed. And to cleanse the city of Saravok's memory, the Iron Throne was torn from its foundations and cast into the Chionthar. For most, that was the end of it. But cults like that don't disappear overnight. That list you spoke of confirms I'm right. The Bal cult is back. And someone is out there, continuing Saravok's work.
Bal is back. Back again. Bal is back. Tell your friends. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Sorry. Yeah, the fun thing about that is I've been playing the original Baldur's Gate, and so what she's talking about is like what I'm investigating in the original, because you go to like some mines and there's like something wrong with the metal, and then it kind of leads you to like this criminal organization who are kind of like taking the metal. It's like a whole thing. I do want to play it on my channel. It's just finding the time. We can tell her about Orin. That feels like an important thing to tell her. Because we know it's Orin, right? Bal has a new chosen in Baldur's Gate. Daddy picked Orin over me! Bal has a new chosen in Baldur's Gate. Orin. I suspect she's behind this.
God save us all if you're right. But I believe it. Whoever it is, they're intimately familiar with Saravok's work. The brutality of the killings is on a par with Saravok's own. But there's something more here. Something new. There's a reference to these murders. A certain flair. It's as if they were done in worship. The precision of the cuts. The depth, the execution. The best butchers in Faerun couldn't make a cut like that. Trust me, I've asked them.
I like how thorough she is.
I tried to explain all this to my superiors, but they wouldn't have any of it. They told me to drop it. Told me the city doesn't need another conspiracy theorist and to get back to doing my job before they find someone else to do it for me. But you're not bound by such constraints. Oh, help me out here. Help the city out. I bet if you follow the trail of these murders, you'll be able to unearth the truth of this resurgence.
Bring it to me! Thank you!
No worries,
I got coffee! So, fun fact about the term conspiracy theorist, if you actually look into the history of that term, it was actually used to discredit people who were onto the shady shit the government were doing. So, yeah, like, they tried to discredit people who actually were speaking the truth by saying, oh, they're crazy, tinfoil hat people, but actually they were talking the truth. In the modern day, it obviously has a different meaning because, you know, some of the conspiracies are getting wild, but a lot of the time conspiracy theories actually turn out to be true, you know, years down the line when the, you know, information gets released, or at least maybe some of them are a bit wild, but some of them have a grain of truth. Like, normally they're onto something. And I think sometimes the kind of really wild conspiracy theories are also propaganda to discredit, because it's like, oh, we'll make them sound crazy by, you know, making it over the top. Yeah, anyway. Okay. What about the other victims on the list? The ones who are still alive?
There are patriarchs on the murder target list. I'm oathbound to secure them first, so I'll be heading to the upper city next. While I'm there, the other potential victims will be at risk. Could you warn them?
That's your job. Well, the Flaming Fist should be protecting everyone, not just upper city folk.
Not from round here, are you? We're in Baldur's Gate. This is just how things work.
I am actually from here. I just can't remember anything about anything. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. That's all I can ask, and more than I hoped. Once I'm done with the Patriarchs, I'll head to Basilisk Gate to have another go at convincing my superiors to put some resources into this matter. Meet me there if you've anything more to report. And good luck.
I love the framing of this as well. You know, Devella's like the one that's actually committed. It's very like Sherlock Holmes. Do you remember Sherlock Holmes was like actually discovering stuff and kind of the police were useless? So it's that kind of thing of like she's actually investigating and being very thorough and being very smart and like putting the pieces together. And like if she has a theory, she's, you know, like the butcher thing, you know, she's going out and speaking to people and getting more evidence for that theory. And then, you know, Valeria's just there in the Sharessa's caress like, oh, sign the paperwork, we're done for the day. You know, it's an oldie but a goodie, that motif.
Damn right.
It definitely feels familiar. If you've ever been in a job where the managers are not really doing anything, they don't really know how to do the job, and the people who are actually the employees are the ones doing all the work and running the place, like, you know, that whole situation would be familiar. If not, maybe you're the manager, maybe maybe you're the Valeria, just saying. Anyway, notes on Stelmane's murder. Crime scene notes drafted by Devella Fountainhead. My tummy's rumbling. It's saying, why aren't you drinking that coffee?
How's your shift going?
A rich
So, deceased, Duke Elaine Stelmane. Location, private room upstairs at the Elsong Tavern. Cause of death, suspected blood loss. Ritualist, you can also hear Alfira chatting away above us on the roof. Ritualistic killing, right hand missing, clean severance, likely before death, which is gross. Mark of the Absolute on the floor, empty bottle recently drained of contents, perhaps poison. Motive, suspected Baalist ritual, but I won't tell Valeria that. Suspects. Why won't she tell Valeria? Like, you know, you should actually be talking about what your theory is. Like, they need to know. If they ignore it, that's a whole different thing, but you should tell her. So this is gross. Like, you know, we can go all Dexter on this because there's blood splatter everywhere. It's really gross.
Lots of blood. Some pink stains too.
So something that's pink and not blood. I'm thinking wine.
I could do some busking.
No need. I picked up some extra shifts.
And I'm chatting
Didn't
about
have to do
that. So
that.
funny. Map of murder.
I wanted to.
So Stelmane was also investigating the murder, I guess. Like, a map of the city bears a single marker, the location of one murder site, where the slain was arranged into a grotesque tableau. So maybe that was the Temple of Ilmater? Oh!
Something over there.
Something is over there indeed. Discarded wine bottle.
Strange bottle. Even stranger smell.
Pick up. So if you're low on camp supplies, you can come here and get some from here. If you want to be a bit sneaky and steal some stuff. Just be careful not to get the strong paralytic poison.
We made it,
Damn right.
Okay.
And not even
I think that's pretty much everything there is to discover in here. Let's have a quick look at that then. It says, Gauntlet Devella is convinced the target list we found is linked to a wider bar list plot. She asked us to follow the people noted on the list, save them if possible, and get more information about the bar list cult. So that is the ongoing job that we need to do. But for now, I think it's probably time to retire for the evening, head into the rented rooms, and yeah, I think we should go and maybe long rest and maybe have a chat with Karlach.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Are you ready for one of the sweetest fecking scenes that you ever did see? I've never seen this before until I did a test run of this episode. Just again, I like to do a test run just to kind of get the framing right and like the amount of time of the video right. And yeah, this was the first time I've done this, and oh my god, the sweetest companion to romance, I swear. They're all so sweet, like, especially, you know, when they all seem kind of like tough or whatever at the beginning, like the guard is up and then they kind of drop the guard and they get all smushy. It's so cute. Anyway, Karlach.
I figured it out. Exactly what I want to do with you.
Hi. Cliff diving, naked horse riding, dueling a troll. I don't know. Durge's sense of humor's coming in.
Even crazier than that, if you can believe it. I want to go on a date. A first date. No weapons, no monsters, no mysterious voices. Just you and me and dinner. Please say yes.
She's so cute. What did you have in mind?
There's a little spot I know in town. Out of the way, but the view of the city is incredible. Say you'll go. My treat.
I'm laughing because I can hear Lae'zel's knife noises next to us. Lae'zel's like, I thought you were dating me. Listen, we're dating everybody. This is my perfect playthrough, okay? We need to see all the things. I do always like as well that we can have like friendship options, but we're gonna say, I'd love to go out with you.
Yes! Oh, amazing. Put on your least bloody tunic and meet me back here. Oh, I'm so excited!
She's so cute. I just need a little while to prepare.
Don't keep me waiting too long.
Okay, the reason why I said that is because Miss Aura, stop.
Can't give up now.
Swanning around here, please. Because Karlach's not the only person who wants to talk. If I zoom around this way, look, even the Oathbreaker Knight is here. We can go over here to Shadowheart, the people's favourite princess, God's favourite princess, if I can get the quote right.
Since we arrived in the city, I can't help but feel a little anxious. But I'm not sure I know why.
Again, memory problems. How can I help?
I don't think it's what happens if we fail that concerns me,
will be beyond our worries at that point. I think what bothers me is what happens if we succeed. I've never been able to write my own future. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
It's messy hair. Well, it doesn't have to be a daunting prospect. Just dream about what you'd like.
Well, I want to save my parents, of course. Take them away. Far from Shah's influence. Someplace peaceful. Away from the city, perhaps.
I hate that you can go, well, what about me? Because it's kind of like, don't make it about yourself. This is about Shadowheart and what she wants. Like, stop interjecting yourself into this. Go on.
I'd like room for animals. Lots of them. All shapes and sizes, so long as they appreciate a warm fire and more affection than they know what to do with.
She was born to be a druid. Prove me wrong. Or at least like a cleric of Sylvanas, maybe. And don't stop now. What else?
I want to grow flowers. I want to be surrounded by colours every day. I'm tired of darkness.
I've romanced Shadowheart in a playthrough twice, by the way. Like, I don't know what it is. I love her so much. At this point, she's going to be like, anything else?
Yes. I want to share it all with you. If you're willing.
Of course I'm willing.
Then it sounds like I have everything I need. More of life than I'd ever imagined possible without Shah.
Hey. Operation Rescue Everybody's Fecking Parents. These two together, I guess. My tummy's rumbling. It's that time. It's letting me know that it's almost time to stop playing for the day. That's my warning sign. But time to go on a little date with Karlach, I guess. So, I'm going to do part of the date here. There might be a spicy scene at the end of it. So I'm going to put the spicy scene in a separate video just so that I can monetize this one. And that one will be like an 18 video because it is on the fiery side. So yeah, you're gonna get most of it here though. So don't feel like you have to watch that other one unless you particularly want to see it.
All set?
Where are we going exactly?
A little inn in the city. The Singing Lute, it's called. If it's anything like it used to be, we'll have the place all to ourselves.
I do actually like that it gives you the option to be like, oh, just give me a minute, just in case there's anything else you want to do. And especially because maybe you want to get them in their underwear, maybe you want to get them in a different outfit, maybe you want to wash the blood off before you go on the date. I feel like it should do that before all the dates, you know, it should be kind of like, let me know when you're ready. Anyway, ready when you are.
I'm buying, all right? Let it be said, let it be written, let it be done. Give me a beat to run ahead. I want to make sure everything's absolutely perfect. See you there.
She's so sweet. I love her. Look at him like looking as she goes. He's a handsome devil, isn't he?
Hi. You made it. You look nice.
Oh, why, thank you. Thank you. I like that you can go, don't I know it? But we're going to say, thank you. So do you.
Thank you.
His little face when he smiles, he's so cute.
Baldurian seafood stew. No, thank you. What do you think you'll have?
I like that you can be like, oh, that sounds nice actually. I hope you don't have an allergy. Well, my tummy is rumbling. It knows what's up. That's what it is. Durge is gonna go for the grilled rothe rib sound. Good.
Just what I had in mind.
I couldn't eat a rothe though after seeing them in the Underdark and how cute they were.
Huh?
2 of the rothe ribs, please, and 2 glasses of
wine, obviously, but not if bank. Pwah!
and 2 glasses of wine.
He can't pronounce it, so he's just pointing to it on the menu.
So, you're an adventurer, right? How's that going?
You've been by my side for a lot of it, you know.
I know, but this is our first date, remember? Tonight, you're a mystery to me.
She's doing a bit of roleplay, is she? Okay. The top one is so cute, but I don't know if Durge is quite there to say something that soppy. Does mysteriousness suit me?
Never thought I'd be the type to fall for a fatale like you. But there's a sweetness to you, just beneath the surface. It's irresistible. God, I'm terrible at this. Trying to have a first date, but I feel like I've known you all my life.
I mean, pretty much for Durge, because he did wake up with memory loss, you know. Want to get out of here? I'm trying to wriggle my eyebrows at you.
No. Yes. No. We came to have a nice date, and that's what we're going to do. Go on. Date me. I dare you.
Oh, what do I want to ask her though? So we can say, where did you grow up? What's something you never told anyone before, or what's your biggest fear? I feel like biggest fear could ruin the moment, so I don't want to go for that one. I have asked this one before. I'm going to go for the top one, but I'll tell you, number 2, what's something you've never told anyone, is she got a little bit too horny and burnt a camp down, like burnt a tent down. So that's a funny one to say, but I feel like we really get more Karlach lore if I go for this one. You're right. So where around here did you grow up?
Right here in Baldur's Gate, more or less. My folks are long gone now, but they raised me in the outer city. Dad was a porter in town, Mum did laundry. Still think of her when I smell clean sheets. We were poorer than dirt, but my gods, we had fun. What about you?
I really love that. I think it explains why she's such a lovely person. Like, you know, not to say somebody who'd had a bad childhood can't be a good person, but, you know, those early years with parents who truly loved her, and, you know, they didn't have much, but they had a great, like, fun together, like she says, is that happy childhood really, really created the character that we know and love today, and gave her a really solid foundation of love, which I think has helped her survive everything that's happened to her since. So I love that backstory for Karlach. Really, really nice as well, because it's kind of stuff that I knew, but I hadn't seen in the game specifically myself. So we can say, I think I had a foster family that looked after me before I ended up in the Temple of Baal. I'm from Baldur's Gate 2. I wonder if we ever crossed paths. I want to know more about this. I haven't actually clicked on this yet. It's very faint, but I think that a foster family looked after me before I ended up in the Temple of Baal. I want more lore about that.
Wonder if they're still out there somewhere. No chance they could have forgotten someone like you.
I dread to think, honestly. Are we okay?
Oh, hey. Here comes our food.
I think she had a meaningful moment there where she was like showing concern for us or something. Now and just talked over it. Great service. 10 out of 10.
Hey, Hank. I think we ordered the...
Bleeder.
The difference between American tipping culture
Worst guy
service
I ever
and
met.
European service.
Anyway, how about a toast? Oh, shit!
We can use my glass. To us.
May we live every day like it's our last.
He is a handsome fucker, isn't he? Oh, hello?
'cause you never know when your last will come.
Right. Foreshadowing, I guess. Look at him having a great time. Oh, my boy, my happy boy. I told you he was a good doggo.
Oh, that was great. The food and the company.
I love when he smiles. Like, I like when he does this. Smile the best. Lovely having a normal evening amid the chaos.
Whatever do you mean? We're just two normal people living normal lives. Very, very normally. I know I can't stay forever. Here. With you. In fact, I feel like I don't have long left at all. We've been through so much, and the worst is yet to come. I have every reason to feel terrified, hopeless, like giving up. But to be here, with you, in the city I love, in this world that I love so much, it's all I could really ask for. You hear me? You're all I could ever ask for. I love you. And I know that whatever else this city will throw at us, we can handle it.
I love her. She's like, I want to make the best out of the time that I have left. And I love this representation as well about people who are living with a chronic illness or, you know, a limited amount of time. I mean, we all have a limited amount of time, don't we, when you think about it? And just her love for life, I think, is really, really beautiful to see. And it just makes it more sad, I think. It feels really unfair, you know, this Karlach's situation. But again, like, if you've ever dealt with any, obviously this is a fantasy version where, you know, she's got this mechanical heart and, you know, it's infernal engine, but, you know, the representation of people who are having experiences like this where they are, you know, facing losing somebody that they love, you know, who wants to live. It is important to have these kind of stories in games because I think it's cathartic, you know, in terms of like I've lost so many people over the past several years, and you know, to not dwell in it and not to let that shadow that's hanging over you ruin the time that you do have, I think is a really, really good lesson to learn through a computer game if you must. Let's get out of here. I need you.
You read my mind. Come on. There's something I want to show you upstairs.
Upstairs? After saying that, I can be like, I don't want to sleep together. After you.
Hope you like it.
And that's where I'm cutting it. Go and watch the other video if you want to see how spicy this gets, because it's too spicy for this video. Too spicy for monetization. If you're back with me now for the remainder of this video, like, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna say thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna leave it here because there is another scene that's gonna occur, but I feel like we should probably leave that. I feel like that's a good place to leave this video. So in the next video, we'll see who else wants to have a little moment with us, and then we'll head back into the city. And I want to go and check out the Baldur's Mouth Gazette because I want to know what the story is that they're printing about us, because we know that the tabloid newspapers cannot be trusted. And so yeah, we want to definitely check out like what the vibe is there and possibly resolve whatever situation may be occurring. There's also a little bit more Will lore that we're going to run into, so if you're a big Will fan, come and check that out with me. Again, I'm going to try and segment the city up into kind of manageable chunks because Act 3 does get hugely overwhelming. You're basically bombarded with all these different quests and it can be quite difficult to know where to go first and like what to do first. I do have a strategy. I do have what I think is the perfect playthrough for Act 3, so stick around. I'll try and do it in kind of like in a way that's not totally overwhelming for any of us. And yeah, that is the plan going forward. So come and check that out with me. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I've been when I kind of leave the house, I don't want my cat to be lonely, so I've been putting my own videos on for the cat so he can hear my voice when I'm out. So if you're my cat watching this video, I love you, you're a good boy, and I'll be back soon. You're a precious one. If you're not my cat, thank you for joining me and watching to this point in the video. I appreciate your faces so much. I will see you soon. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, have a good week. Bye.
I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me
Is this part of the show? Praise the absolute.